We play and call it work.
Hey folks, Janene from MiniWarGaming here with another how-to video for you. In this video, we are going to continue painting this Yncarne model, and we are going to do the gold trim that encircles the armor. As always, if you have suggestions for something you'd like to see in a future how-to video, please leave them down below in the comments. Now there's lots of cool swirling details that are on the armor, especially on the one shoulder pad and the one hip. And we want to do kind of a silvery bronze looking armor. It's going to have some gold undertones, but it's also going to have some silver highlights. We're going to begin by base coating everything with the color Baltasar Gold. We're going to mix it with a little bit of Lamy Medium to make sure that there's a good flow to our paint. And we're just going to paint this all over the trim areas that we want to have gold. This is going to lay down our base work for the color. We're using a small detail brush because these swirls are very tiny. We want to make sure that we don't slop over onto the armored area that we've already painted. And we're not going to do this on every swirl of the armor. There's a lot of interesting sculpted elements, especially on this leg, that we're going to leave purple instead of painting it all gold. But we do want to get this top fringe on the hip. We want to get a few of the swirls as they go down the leg. There's lots of areas on the wrists and arms, especially areas that encapsulate a jewel. And then there is some detailing on the shoulder as well. And we want to get all of those areas with this Baltasar Gold color. And then I'm going to switch to a slightly larger brush and just get this little rune that the Yncarne's holding in his hand here real quick. The next color I want to use is going to be Runelord Brass. And I'm going to use this to highlight the top of all of the metallic areas. I'm really just hitting the area where the sun would be hitting it if it were shining directly above. I'm covering about 60% of the metallic area that I base coated with my Baltasar Gold. And I found that this color blends really well into that Baltasar Gold color, so I don't need to do a lot of paint mixing to make sure that I blend the transition between the two. And I also really like this color because it's got more of a bronzy color to it than a really bright yellowy undertone. It's kind of more of like a cool silver undertone, which is what I'm going for on this mini. I also painted all of the jewels that are in this ectoplasmic storm with my Baltasar Gold color, and I want to make sure that I highlight them as well, especially this top ring on the oval. I'm going to highlight that Runelord Brass color with the color Sycorax Bronze. I'm painting this color in the same areas that I just highlighted. I'm just being a little bit more selective about it. I'm painting about 70% of the area that I just highlighted with the Runelord Brass. The places where there's the biggest area of this gold color are going to be the trim on the hip and the shoulder. And so that's really the area that I'm going to be paying the most attention to. I really want to make sure that those areas you can see all of these different colors and they all blend together. But I am going to be highlighting this everywhere that I have this gold trim. I want to make sure that I get all of those details, all of those swirls, and I'm really just highlighting the top section of each. Our next color is going to be Ironbreaker. Now I often highlight my metallics with a little bit of Runefang Steel just because it's so bright. However, I'm going ahead and highlighting these with this darker silver color Ironbreaker because I kind of want to see if I can create a metallic on this model that looks almost like it's got a little bit of a duochrome look to it. Kind of like a shiny nail polish or something where you move and the metallic shifts. So in one light it's more gold and in one light it's more silver. That's the effect I'm going for on this metallic trim. And it's just going to be subtle. I'm not doing anything crazy, but I kind of want to give it a subtle difference to most metallics that I usually do. So I'm applying this over about 50% of the area that I painted with the Sycorax Bronze. I'm keeping it to the same areas, the areas that would be hit the most by light. My final highlight is going to be with the color Runefang Steel, and this is just going to be a super highlight. I'm not using a lot of this color. I'm just going to add a final pop of brightness to the top areas of metallic so that they're extra shiny. After I finished highlighting the metallics, I'm going to use just a little bit of Druchii Violet to kind of add a couple shadows in a few areas and really exaggerate the transition between the armored areas and these gold trim areas. So I'm just going to lightly outline the metallic areas to add a little bit of shadow and make them stand out more from the purple of the armor. And then on the area on the hip and the shoulder, the trim has these sculpted hollows along the edge, and I want to put some of this Druchii Violet in those hollows, just a little bit. That's the largest shadowed area, and having this little hint of purple, it's going to make the metals match the armor a little bit more. And once that Druchii Violet has dried, the metal trim on the armor is complete. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more how-to videos, I have another one where I'm going to paint the broken stone that's swirling in the ectoplasmic storm in the MiniWarGaming Vault, in the link down below in the description. If you don't already have a Vault membership, you can go ahead and click the link, sign up for a 7-day free trial, and get access to my video, as well as hundreds of other videos in the MiniWarGaming Vault. So go ahead, click the link, start your free trial, and happy wargaming!